Well, I'll be. It only bloomin' works. So it's not running right now, but I thought I'd show you. So this is my circuit here that I've used for the 555. No idea if it's in focus or not. I'm going to guess it sort of is. So it's just it's like a super simple oscillator, and the thing that I'm changing is this capacitor here. This is the variable capacitor, and we're getting our frequency from the 555 coming out on pin 3. This goes to our Arduino, which there are loads and loads of examples out there for measuring frequency, and all it does is looking at pulse in and pulse out essentially. In fact, I've probably got the code somewhere here. Yeah, it's super simple. So the code, ordinarily I would love to just provide all this to you, but since it's not finished, it's not some kind of thing I do really. I don't know if it's in focus. We'll go for it being yes. So you've got your high time and low time, and then you add the times together essentially. And I'm doing this 700 times, and then I'm averaging out the value at the end. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's a lot of variation, because it's sat on a breadboard right now, and there's a lot of stray capacitance. Like even moving my hand near the thing will change the capacitance. But it is working, so I'm relatively happy with it. So let's get it started, shall we? I've got a terminal window up here. Can I focus on that? Well, it's difficult. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. So all I'm going to do is run it, and is it doing it yet? Oh, actually it is. So, well, there we go. Okay, so there's a trigger point over here. Actually, there are two trigger points here. So there should be another one here when it catches up. I've put a delay in so that I can see the code change. Let's just turn that down. You just said hot piss. Bit weird. So I've got some trigger points. So it's difficult to see here, but you can see a value on the screen there shooting up and down. So this is my frequency. This is the frequency that's coming out. Let's see if we can focus on that a bit better. There we are. So when I change the dial, if I turn it up, so this would be a higher frequency, should get to around 4,600 to 5,000. And so you see we just changed to Radio 6 music, and I can turn it down a bit. The trigger points are 4,500, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000 and 500. So the closer I get to 4,500, it should just drop over. So this is on, oh, you see, look, we've passed a trigger zone there. So 4,000 and 3,000. So if it's under 4,000, it'll trigger a different station. So I'll just turn it back up again so it goes over 4,000. There we go, so it's over 4,000 now. And so that's loaded up Radio 4. We'll drop down again. So that goes to BBC Radio 3. And if I go down some more to 3,000, I've got a big delay in the code at the moment, which delays each reading, and the reason that's there is just so I can troubleshoot, but it does make it behave a little bit weirdly. So we've got a different station there, a little bit further down. In fact, it's all the way down here, I think. So we get another one. So yeah, it responds pretty quickly when I take the delays out. In fact, let's do that now. And the print lines and stuff in there, we don't really need that, do we? So this is the code I'm working with at the moment. No idea if you can see that very well, but let's find the section where see, this is where I was doing the capacitive measurement here. I'm no longer using that anymore, so we're just doing the check dial time sleep 1. So let's remove that. And we have a print statement somewhere, but I can't see it. Ah, there it is. So remove that, we'll save. We'll drag it on to the Raspberry Pi, and then we can come over here and run it again. So it should run a lot more quickly now, because you'll see some of these error messages, because it's not got a big delay in there. I don't know if you can still hear the radio.
Liam Rainbow, that has been your Demon FM debut. Thanks very much for...
So we're jumping into, what is this, Radio 1? Hopefully. Oh, it's just buffering. And this is Radio 3. Some very quiet music on Radio 3. And Radio 4. And Radio 6 music. Little green bag. So it works relatively well, but where's Radio 3? Is it there? No, that's 6 music. I've forgotten. What I need to do is mark on here all the sections. Plus I need to light it up. There is a bulb in here, but it's a 24 volt bulb, and I'm not going to run that from my Raspberry Pi, so we're going to replace it with some LEDs. But yeah, that's it. We've got the there we go. We've got our little Nano down there. Now I can replace that with a smaller microcontroller if I want to, but it's pretty low power, so let's just turn that Opera off. Pretty low power, and the A+, when we eventually use that one, will also be pretty low power. So I'm fairly happy with the results so far. Now I need to figure out a power supply. I've got my eye on some on eBay, Amazon, and they're just these sort of AC to DC power supplies, but they can kick out a number of amps, so that would be worthwhile, especially since this is, I mean, I don't know exactly how much this is using, but it won't be an awful lot. But if I add on the amplifier that I'm going to use eventually, then it'll start drawing upwards of 400 milliamps. So we're going to have to look at something that's around 2 amps to cope with any spikes. So I guess that's it. So I will see you all soon. Oh, well, maybe.